Hello, beautiful people. My name is Savannah, the internet go by Savvy C, and welcome back to Savvy C. Today, I am at La Tour Eiffel, Champ-de-Mars, and I'm so excited to share this video with you. I'm not going to be alone in this video. I'm going to be joined by an incredible, true girl boss, and I'm so excited to share her business, her journey, and what she does and what she offers. There's a lot of parts of Paris and a lot of hidden gems that a lot of people don't know and aren't widely shared on social media, and I'm so honored and excited to share this hidden gem with all of you watching. But first, before we get into it, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe for more, and comment down below to keep the conversation going. Let's get into it. Thank you, Ashla, for joining me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. This is the girl boss I'm talking about, live in the flesh. Ashla, can you just start off introducing yourself and your journey to Paris?
So my name is Aslican, and I've been traveling to Paris for over 10 years now, back and forth until I finally decided to settle because my then boyfriend was living here, still does, and now we live together, so I followed him here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is he French?
He is French, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And well, after I came here, obviously I first studied French to learn the language, and then I started looking around what I can do, and this is what I came up with.
Nice. And a beautiful thing you're creating. So I saw through your TikTok, which you guys have to check out. That will be linked down below. I love your videos.
Thank you.
That back in 2018, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
You started hosting parties and you're like, you know what, let me throw things for friends. Where did that come from, and how has that evolved into this beautiful creation today?
At home, when I was growing up, we always had an open door policy. So guests, friends and family were always welcome. When I was small, we always had aunts and uncles around, and my mom used to love hosting, and she always had something ready, or she whipped up something really quickly. It was so... She made it seem so easy, and now I understand myself that it's actually not that easy, but I still love it. I love doing it. I love having friends over, and this way I actually get to meet a lot of friends because I also keep an open door policy. I ask my friends to invite their friends and their friends and their friends, and this is how we kind of extend our circle and meet amazing people. So I'm so glad that my family brought this habit onto me, and yeah, I continue to host, and each time I was hosting, my friends were encouraging me to turn this into a business, do something with it, either catering or something different. So it got me thinking over the pandemic, what can I do? So this was coming into idea a little bit, and that's how it started.
Yeah. So take me through, so pandemic, we had a lot of downtime.
Yeah.
You were based in Paris. Did you go back home?
I stayed in Paris.
Okay.
Yeah, I stayed in Paris. Actually, I had a job back then.
Okay.
I just didn't want to be basically sitting around and doing nothing. So I took a job as a nanny, and I was doing that. And in the meantime, I was also thinking what else I can do. What is the next step for me? And then I think with the pandemic, we all got started to think of our lives and ourselves in a very different way.
Yes.
We realized how precious the life is. And
Time is so fleeting.
yeah, exactly. And I just, it came down on me that why I don't do something I love. And yeah, this is the point where it came to be. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I've noticed that a lot, and I think that's maybe the silver lining, if you will, of like the chaos and how it just changed the world.
True.
That it woke a lot of us up. The like, you know what? Let's just go for it. You know, at this point, everything's a gain, nothing to lose, as they say. Okay, that's great. So take me and walk me through the name and deciding. I know that can be a huge thing for businesses.
Yeah. Oh
and
my
it is a
God.
classic French name. So what sparked that, inspired that? Walk me through that story.
Yeah, so during the pandemic, people were doing those secret meetings, secret hosting parties,
yes.
and those were called...
Sorry, Jean Casny.
Those were called Apéro Clandestin, and now personally I haven't done any of those, but I always found the name a little bit funny, to be honest.
Likewise, yes.
Yeah, and since it came to be as an idea during the pandemic, I thought why not? It could mark that period a little bit, and because Contrary to many people, luckily I didn't have such a bad time during the confinement. It gave me an opportunity to listen to myself more and look into myself more, and I really used that time to invest into myself. So I didn't mind carrying this onto my business name. And it's also started with the idea of delivering boxes to people's homes.
Okay, yes.
But honestly, I didn't start until the end of the pandemic.
Okay.
So once I started, there was no longer lockdowns, there was nothing. So I didn't want to be the person encouraging actually those apéro clandestins.
Oh, sure, yeah. Don't get in trouble.
Exactly.
Of course.
It was around the time where people were more into doing picnics and going out, and I thought like, yeah, I can do a box. And it started like the picnics were not my thing back then.
Okay.
So yeah.
So it's just the hosting parties.
Exactly,
Having
yeah.
but not this layout we see
Not
today.
yet, yeah. It happened by the end of summer, and it also has a funny story. Like we can get into it.
I'd love please
Yeah.
do, please share.
So yeah, there are so many kind people in Paris, and one of them.
Despite popular belief, you know, there are,
That's
this is true, yeah, they're not
that's
all
true.
rude.
I mean, you will meet 10 rude people and then one super nice person.
Absolutely, yes.
So yeah,
Yeah, so
and
true.
it will change the entire day.
Yes.
So one of these people, shout out to her. Her name is Ophélie, and she is an influencer and a photographer. She's an amazing person, and also Morgan. She's also an amazing person. These two ladies decided to do a photo shoot using my boxes, and I was more than happy to. Actually, I was the one who approached them first, and they agreed to it, and I was more than happy to send it their way. And I didn't know that they were going to do it with like a picnic setup like this. And when I saw it, I almost bursted in joy. They put so much love and attention into it, and someone doing this for my business made me really, really emotional. I was so grateful. This happened midsummer, and towards the end of the summer, somebody from London saw it, and since I was linked, I think they clicked on my profile and they're like, can you please do the picnic setup for me, please?
Yes.
For my girlfriend's birthday, I really want it. And I'm like, sir, no, that's not what I do.
Yeah.
And then we talked about a couple of days, and he was like, maybe you can throw in a blanket for us. Maybe you can.
Sure.
And the first
box.
exactly. And the first one was completely makeshift. There wasn't even a table. There was nothing. And I told them, look, it's not going to be as professional as others, but I will try and make it work. And they were so happy with it. And then from that one, I got another request. But it was already the end of summer, so the second request was the beginning of October, I guess, or end of September. Weather was still okay, but then of course the rain came, and I decided to myself, okay, next season we will do it in full force. Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, what kind of brings us to today? This picnic, walk me through it. I know it's inspired by Bridgerton season 2 and kind of kicking off this new era of your business. So yeah, just walk us through what we see behind us.
So for the first layer, we have some sandwiches, the classic tea time sandwiches, and some fruit sandwiches actually. And it's a mix of both. And the second layer is a little version, mini version of my apero boxes.
Okay.
So you have 2 types of cheese and 2 types of meat and some walnuts. And on top layer we have macarons and some more fruits to enjoy. And here we have some classic French pastries. This is tarte citron and lemon cake and some financière with vanilla. And here we have possibility to serve tea. I didn't bring with myself today, but there is a possibility. And we have some water and this pink tonic. I think it's so cute to have a drink. I love this theme because, yeah, very spring. I love this theme because my picnics are usually for couples, and it has a romantic touch, of course. But with Bridgerton, I think what the series means for us is that people who enjoy this type of things have an outlet, and no longer, oh no, this is too girly. So I wanted to bring it onto the services, and not just for couples but for girlfriends to come and enjoy all together in a group, maybe for, I don't know, a bridal shower or baby shower or an event like this. So I wanted to offer something for friends, yeah, to enjoy with friends instead of couples. Of course, either one of them can be enjoyed either way, but this is something special because when I was planning it, a friend of mine said, don't just do something catering to couples, also do something that caters to ladies, and I said, I already did. I have
already done it.
I have this.
Because that's a great point, especially I feel like with Paris and tourism, there's like that underlying pressure of like city of love, and like you can't just come here with your friends, or can't come here solo. But I'm glad that you're encouraging it and offering it, and you see those women, you see those people.
Yeah, totally. I am one of these women. Even though I'm in a couple, I spend a lot of time on my own because Paris business scene is very hectic. So,
I bet. And probably male dominated, right? Or at least
yeah. So my partner is always at work or busy, so I try to make the best of it on my own with my girlfriend. So this is perfect for people like us, and I see many other people around me, many other women around me who don't get to see their partner that much because of this hectic environment with the pressure and everything. So I think we girls should treat ourselves.
Absolutely. But no, absolutely. I love that. Of just like, especially with women, I feel like we have such a synergy and a power to us when we're together.
That's true.
And we can really just uplift one another and bounce ideas off. I'm sure as a business owner, you probably have created a network of fellow like-minded women.
That's
true. In or out of the industry and business.
That's
and
true.
I'm sure it's such a uplifting experience.
I think these years are the years of leaning into female energy and having more girlfriends and more female environments, because a couple of years ago I remember what was more, I don't know, trendy was, oh, I don't get along well with girls.
Yeah.
We should leave that behind.
That was weird,
Yeah, we should all leave that behind and lean into our girl friendships and create this collective, help each other out, support each other, and I think this is a very little part of all of that.
Yeah, I was like, and you're definitely making that happen. And that's great. So outside of picnics, which you're fully launching this year, right? Like this kind of kicks off this started business. Walk us through and tell those who are watching what else you offer and your services.
Yeah, so the simplest part, the beginner level, I would say, is the boxes. And I think the most popular box I have is the box for two.
Okay.
So this is one of them, and it could be delivered everywhere, to your house, to the park you are in, wherever you go, or you can come pick it up. That's also fine.
Okay.
And then I have small buffet services. So if they are throwing a birthday party or anything like that, they can asked me to come and set up a huge grazing table for them. We did it in Christmas for a Christmas party, and it was a couple who were inviting their families for the first time.
Oh wow!
So and I did a wedding for my friend, and it was so nice.
I bet.
Yeah, and I did another birthday party, and it was actually in the forest.
Oh,
so,
okay. That's cool. In Paris?
In Paris,
okay.
It was a bit particular to set up.
I bet, how was that?
It went without a glitch.
Okay,
so
good.
Perfect.
Now you can say you've done that.
This is the buffet setup, and then we have the picnic setup, either with the Bridgerton theme or the regular romantic theme. So this basically sums up.
Great. And how is it being part of these core memories and moments? You mentioned your friend's wedding, birthdays, maybe anniversaries. What's that like? I'm sure that's a huge...
It is so special.
Yeah, it's actually a special part of the job.
So special, and it's... I cannot forget the day that we had the wedding. Also, they were so close friends. The people who had the wedding, it happened in our house.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
Oh, perfect.
so we hosted it for them, and people came over and they were like, "No, no, just do something simple. We know that you already do nice stuff. Just something simple." And I was like, "Yeah, okay, just leave it to
Right,
me."
yeah. Okay, yeah.
And the couple, they were in tears when they
Oh,
saw it.
I
didn't expect
bet.
this
Oh,
reaction, but it made me so
yes.
happy. And
I just saw the love and attention you put into it.
yeah, and I work alone, and I don't have a lot of support.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was really worth all the days and nights I
Of course,
spent.
yes.
Yeah, it was such a beautiful, beautiful moment. I will never forget. I still have the photo of me and the couple behind the buffet
Okay, yes.
stuck on my fridge, and
Oh,
yeah,
that's
my partner
great.
always asking like, why do you keep this photo here? It's so special to me.
No,
That's
yeah, you
why.
cannot take that down. Yeah, that
no.
is a key moment. It is sure like maybe a milestone in your business, you know,
Yeah,
people
exactly,
to do that.
It was the very beginning of the business, so it wasn't usual for someone like me to get a wedding to cater. So they really trusted in me, and it was a great honor to do it. And then afterwards, I did a corporate setup for brunch, and it was again one of the girlfriends who recommended me to her company, and it was a big company, so I was super excited to do it. So it's all coming from those relationships that we formed in the past, and we put some effort into. So it's really, I feel like it's a family business, but I'm on my own.
We have like a support group at least
Exactly,
to
yeah.
send you business.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, walk me through. I was gonna ask about the preparation, but yeah, now that you do it by yourself, it's even more impressive. And kudos to you. But maybe walk me through like a board like this, or the box for two. What's your preparation process like?
So the preparation process is, it used to be starting with shopping, but I don't have to do that anymore because I have my supplies ready
nice.
for me. And so it starts with actually chopping the ingredients, cutting them into the shapes that I want. Normally in French cheese serving culture, we don't slice the cheese.
Okay.
But with the COVID and everything, we don't really want people to be like touching and cutting
Okay, I see what you're
themselves.
saying, yes,
So
okay.
yeah, slicing, pre-slicing
Like
is
pre-served almost.
exactly.
Okay, for health
So
reasons.
they can just pick it up, or sometimes I also provide utensils to pick it up. Yeah, so it's much easier like that. And so first starts with slicing my ingredients. I create basically work surface for myself where I can take everything in place, and I try to replicate the same thing so everybody gets the
Okay,
same
sure, yes,
experience.
yes.
Yeah.
I would like Instagram or
Exactly.
yeah, of course.
The only thing that changes without much notification is the fruits because they're so seasonal.
Oh, of course, yes.
Yeah.
And do you change your menus and offerings every season?
I change them every 6 months.
Every 6
so
months, okay.
it's spring, summer, and then autumn and winter
Okay.
together. And yeah, and then I bring everything together on the platter. So mini platter is basically the platter itself, and next to it in the box there's a dip. This year it's going to be hot honey with honeycomb.
Oh, nice.
And then there are crackers in the box, and I add some extra fruits and crackers to enjoy. And I pack it up, and then it's time for delivery.
Yes. Yeah, so how is that? So you just, meet them there, set a time?
So sometimes I call for service to deliver it because if I have something else that I'm going for, or if I'm running to somewhere else, I just let somebody else deliver it for me. But I love meeting with my clients, so I try to deliver myself as much as possible.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
And again, I think that adds to the touch of this.
Exactly,
as well.
and I get to hear how did they find me, how did they get in touch, what are they doing with the box, things like that. So it's like really precious moments.
So next question, correct me if I'm wrong, please, but I saw that you're Turkish, right?
Yes,
And,
that's true, yeah.
Born and raised in Istanbul?
That's true, yeah.
Okay, yes. So talk about your upbringing. You talked about a bit with your mother,
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
open door policy and that culture.
Yeah.
How, or I'm sure it does to an extent, but how has your culture and your upbringing influenced your business? And how, if at all, do you balance or blend I'm sure the expectations and demands of like fitting French culture and French cuisine,
Yeah.
but like that's not you and you don't want to compromise what makes you you.
So, so it actually really depends. There are several facets to it. Actually, there are several layers to it. I wasn't very sure about doing something Turkish at the beginning because there is a lot of conversation that needs to happen around that, especially with the food and the culture, introducing it to people, getting people to know, because right now in Europe, when you say Turkish food, people think of kebab and nothing else. So I didn't want to take the part of the educator just yet, because
Sure.
when you don't have people's attention, no matter what you say, it falls on deaf ears.
Exactly, yeah.
So I
It's
thought to
wasting-
myself,
yeah.
exactly, I can garner some attention maybe first, and then see if I really want to tap into this or if I want to go for that part. And I really appreciate the French food. I mean, I'm not going to lie, the apero culture, the cheese, the charcuterie, there's so much to discover. And I mean, people are coming here to discover that, right?
No, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Culinary capital, yes, yeah.
So that's what I started with, and since I've been coming here in and out for 10 years, over 10 years now, I felt myself in a comfortable situation to do that. And of course, my love for French cheese and all of the travels I do, I always try to discover their food, their cheese, their apero culture, and things like that. So that's what I wanted to bring to the table. And in Turkey, actually, we have a habit of overdoing it.
Okay.
Yeah, especially with the food. It's endless. It's endless.
Yes.
I mean, we would be talking about what to have for dinner while we're having lunch.
Okay.
It's like that.
and
And actually, this part of the culture is very similar to French culture.
obviously it seems yeah, but
Yeah. And our dinners also last for a long time. In my family, at least. Some people are different in Turkey, that's for sure. But in my family, yeah, we like to sit around the dinner table and talk for hours.
How
eat
long
for
is
hours.
long?
Honestly, every Sunday we would go for a midday meal. It would start anywhere around like 1 p.m. and we would be back home around 7, 8 p.m.
Wow, I love that.
Yeah, so we would stay at table for like 4 or 5 hours and then drive back. And yeah, and with my family in Turkey, we also have a big apero culture, and my family loves to do that. And so basically, in our kitchen, there's always apero things, and they come to table for every dinner. My grandparents start with their dinner with that, and there's always something to snack on. They're all healthy snacks made with vegetables and things like this. They're a bit different in that, in that
Yeah.
side, but yeah. So yeah, we start with that, and it's not different at all. Our drink is different. Instead of wine, we have something called rakı.
Okay.
And it also has a lot of rules and stuff around it, but
Okay.
more cultural rules than how it smells, how it tastes. So, for example, you cannot talk certain topics when you're drinking rakı on the table.
Okay.
You cannot do certain things and things like that, just to preserve the good vibes and good environment.
Okay, yes,
Yeah.
understood.
And our primary habit is basically going out during the weekend and do this. So I thought, yeah, these are so similar, and this
Yes,
is totally
where is this
doable.
culture?
Yeah, we can totally carry this over. One thing I cannot compromise is that the brunch.
Oh, yes.
Everyone has been asking me, when
The-
are you
the
doing
infamous
brunch?
French culture in
Yeah,
Paris,
when
yes.
are you doing brunch? When are you doing brunch? I love Turkish brunches, and I cannot bring myself to do French style brunch. So I decided to do, if I ever do a brunch, I will do it the Turkish way.
Okay.
Yeah.
And can you briefly explain the differences? Or?
So those who know, it's very similar to Lebanese actually.
Okay.
The main ingredients are cheese, and it's several types of cheese, but usually fresh cheese, not aged cheese.
Okay, yes.
Maybe one type of aged cheese. So every ingredient I'm going to say you should maybe multiply it by 3 or 5 because
Okay.
the variety is the most important.
Okay, yes.
So cheese, there will be charcuterie, there will be cucumbers and tomatoes and different types of olives, and then spreads, spicy spreads and sweet spreads, and so many different types of savory pastries, and then so many types of sweet pastries, and we take it with tea, special Turkish tea, and yeah, that's that type of spread. You end up with at least 20-30 items on the table.
Oh, wow.
All served in small quantities. They are full
Yes.
thing, exactly. So yeah.
Nice. Okay, I understand how it's hard to leave that behind and trade that for something new.
Yeah.
But that could be, with talking about what makes you you. That can
Exactly.
you can introduce that to the French, right? You can introduce that to parents.
Yeah, I'm
so.
thinking of doing that. Actually, I had a lot of side projects this year with the business, doing like different boxes with different elements. But I'm little by little deciding to leave that maybe for next summer or maybe for winter, because actually I'm having my wedding this year.
Oh, congrats!
Thank you.
Exciting!
Thank you.
Please don't work your own wedding. Please don't. Are you going to or?
I was thinking about it.
Okay, well, we gotta help her. We gotta get some backup.
I was thinking about it, and I was talking to my partner last week, and maybe I should do something for our wedding day. And he was like, "Are you sure?"
Or maybe the reception, or not. Yeah. Don't overstress yourself
Exactly.
the day of.
And it's going to be
exciting.
3 separate events, so it's
Oh
a
wow!
lot.
Okay, so it'll be quite the event. Are you gonna do it here, back home?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Several different places. So
exciting.
that's why.
Congrats.
Yeah, I thought maybe I could do the side, projects
Okay.
after the wedding. I find myself sometimes a little bit overwhelmed with every preparation.
Sure. So your wedding planning on top of it. Oh wow!
Exactly.
But women can do it all, can't we? Like
That's
it's just
true.
there's nothing we can't
that's
do.
true.
Yeah.
That's true. And I have a great support system when it comes to that. So.
Oh great.
Yeah.
And yeah, I bet your family is so proud. Do they come visit you often, or do you go home?
Actually, yeah, I go home. They can't come too often because,
sure,
yeah, they have other responsibilities back at home
course.
that they can't really leave. But they're super proud, especially my mom. She's watching my journey.
Yes, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah, she's watching my journey, and she always gives me like new recipes.
Oh, great, she has some
finds
ideas.
online.
Oh.
Yeah. Because we used to do that together after I became a teenager. Actually, we would like go through the hosting recipes, party recipes, especially the ones that are not very common in Turkey. So we would look into sometimes American recipes, and
really?
yeah. And for example, Martha Stewart. We would
Oh
look
yeah,
into-
yes, of course, the queen. The
queen, yeah.
Oh, that's great.
And that's
I love that,
actually-
just
yeah.
trying new things and variety. Yeah.
Yeah, and she would leave me all alone in the kitchen, like,
Really?
yeah, this is your day.
Good luck, you got it, yeah.
You got it, and I would host her friends.
Oh
sometimes.
wow.
Yeah, she would encourage
What
me
great
to do that.
training though.
Yeah. And she's not a traditional type of person, so it's not like, oh, you should learn how to cook. It's like, oh, you look like you're enjoying this, so let's do it together.
Yeah. Do you hear that a lot sometimes? Like, is it stereotypical or?
Actually, not at all.
Oh, I'm glad. Okay, great.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a good sign of progress
Exactly.
as humanity. I'm
I
glad.
think-
Glad you don't hear those.
I think
comments.
I don't hear it because I'm also equal parts, how to say, respectful towards people who don't like to do it or who like to do it. So I think people pass judgment when they feel judged. So
I agree.
probably it goes both ways. And if somebody tells me, oh, I hate cooking, I would be like, yeah, I totally understand. It's a huge thing to do. I mean, I get tired after doing it. That's normal. And if you don't enjoy it, you don't have to do something so tiresome. So yeah, I think it goes both ways, and that's why I never hear such comments.
Oh, that's great. And yeah, I think I totally agree because I'm on the opposite. If you're like a 10, I'm a 0. I'm on the opposite. Like I can follow a recipe, but you do not want to eat it. Like I'll tell people like I know my limits, and I do not have the cooking gift or cooking gene, unfortunately. But I highly appreciate and thank those who do and appreciate it. So that's great though, and I think that's a great point.
Yeah.
Especially with women, I think there is this. I'm kind of getting as older as I get, like a bit of a pressure or feeling like you're less than quote unquote if you can't do certain things. But it's like no, not at all.
Not at all. No, not at all.
Feel bad
Especially
about
in
it.
this time and age where we have access to so many resources. Yeah, nobody has to feel bad for something they do or can't do. I mean, yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's great. Okay, almost done. A few more questions. Kind of building off of that, maybe you've heard it once or twice, or maybe get like some side comments. Not to focus on hate, but just to maybe encourage those who are watching that are pursuing their dreams in some form or fashion. If someone says, "Oh, like I can make that at home," or like,
they
sometimes
can.
like, which they definitely could. It's
Yeah.
possible. What do you say to comments like that if you get them directly, or how do you just keep doing what you're doing despite that?
Honestly,
background
when
noise?
I first set my mind to start, it was, I think, 2002, November, December.
Okay.
I didn't launch until 2021, April, May. So when I first decided, I prepared very mini boxes with a very little budget that I could, bring together and send them to my friends. I picked 6 friends and I sent it to their house. And we met on a Zoom meeting while enjoying it, and I was listening to their comments, and some of them were brutal actually. And this was one of the comments: I can just do it at home. And having already been to their house, I know they don't. I mean, they can, but they don't.
But they will. Yeah, you saw the refrigerator was not.
So that's the thing. Yeah, we can do it at home, obviously. I mean, but we don't always have the time. We don't always have the luxury to be able to go for shopping, to set it up, to spare the time. Because I also remember the same person who said that when they were celebrating an important birthday, she was also telling me, "Oh yeah, I came back from work, I had to run around and I had to set it up." I mean, that's the thing. That's a facility, that's what I'm trying to facilitate for people. Otherwise, everybody can slice some cheese and put it on a platter. That's not the point at all. So, and some other people may know the cheese better than I do. Hopefully, not too many people. So yeah, I mean, France is amazing. You can find amazing cheese in every corner, and I'm not holding on to any secrets. Like, I don't have any magical cow that brings magical milk that makes magical cheese. So the secret is basically the love I put into it, the attention I put into it, and
your passion.
Yeah, my passion, and I buy your time basically. So, and a little bit of expertise in styling it. Yeah. So that's my response to this kind of comment. It's normal to think that, and if people think that, I fully encourage them to try, and maybe they find their passion as well. So who knows?
Yeah, you never know. That's great advice. And too, the kind of building off of that next question of those who are in maybe a similar position of starting a business, I can only imagine they'll probably get a lot to get into, but launching a business in France as a foreigner, having to learn the language and navigate that, because business French, I'm sure, is a whole other level of the language. How and what advice would you give to those like pursuing their entrepreneurial dreams and passion?
Honestly, I would say that if they can get help, they should get as much help as possible. They should ask as many questions as possible. There are so many resources on Facebook, especially for English speakers who wants to set up their business in France. There are Facebook groups who basically do a collective and try to advise each other.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so they should seek for those resources, and they should just go for it, because once you start, you put your name out there and you put your product out there, and you just have to keep going at it. Yeah.
Absolutely, and the time will come. Well, perfect.
Yes.
Well, one last question for you, a bit off topic, but I think it can relate. I saw that we might have something in common based on your TikToks. Our love for Queen Bee.
Oh my God!
The one and only Beyonce.
Yes, I love her.
Yes, likewise. And so to close out, I know as of now, I believe you don't do custom offerings that quite yet? Or do you?
I do. If we talk about it in advance, if I
Okay.
have enough time, I
Of course,
totally
yeah, what's
do.
in advance? Okay, so hypothetical question here, but I'm big on manifesting and speaking things to the
my
future.
God.
Let's say Beyonce's next time in Paris.
Yeah.
Someone on her team reaches out to you.
I already have
What
it
would you
written down.
Yes, what would you serve the queen? Please, I'd love to
I
hear
already
it.
have it written down what I would serve for you. So I'm thinking.
If you're watching,
Yeah,
any
I'm
Parkwood people.
Parkwood, hello. Actually, her favorite restaurant was in my street.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, and then the owner went on to Plaza Athénée and then to
Oh,
Dior,
yes!
Jean Lambert.
Monsieur Dior, yes,
Yeah,
okay. Miam or something like that.
Exactly.
Yes, okay.
Mummy,
Mummy, thank you,
and,
yes.
it was in my street, and
Oh,
I
how
would
perfect.
always like look out from my
Look at
balcony
she
to see
here.
if there's a Mercedes Sprinter or something like that. So yeah,
Oh, perfect.
and I went to her show in Nice in 2018.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, it was front row,
Oh,
and
wow. On the run, too?
yeah, on
Okay,
the run too.
yes, yes.
Actually, I bring her. She gives out goodie box, and inside there's the speakers, Bluetooth speakers.
Oh, wow. Are you bringing
for,
with them? Okay,
yeah, for picnics if
perfect.
people want to connect their phone or something.
What a great touch.
Yeah, and I sometimes, it's silly, but I sometimes say I have a photo with Beyonce.
Oh, yeah.
Not next to each other, but when
Right.
I'm holding
Same,
my
same,
sign
yes.
and somebody like took a photo,
Oh, no
and my
way.
sign is like all over
Oh,
behind.
I love that. We have to put that in there.
Yeah.
Visit it to me.
So if she ever wants a box from me,
you're watching?
yeah, if you're watching, it will be lots of truffle, gold flakes, everything gold, dripping gold,
Oh, yes.
and it will be all the luscious cheese. I would have to know what she enjoys, but I know she's doing the vegan diet. So
Oh, yes, yes.
maybe if she decides to take a break for one day.
Yeah, it's Paris. You can have a
Yeah,
cheat day.
Exactly. So yeah, it will be all the best of the products. Maybe like some champagne infused cheese or something like that. I tried that type of stuff at the cheese fair. I was like, yeah, that's Beyonce's jam.
Like that, she would love this.
Yeah.
She would approve.
All the bougie and good stuff.
Yes, of course. Oh, I agree. I love that you already have it
Yeah.
planned out. And yeah, absolutely. I'm a huge person of like speaking into existence.
Same,
so,
same.
So we'll look back at this and know when it happened.
It's written down in my
Oh,
yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that. That's great. So okay, likewise too. You really
Now I
you're
should
a
actually do it and put it on TikTok so maybe she sees it.
You should. No, honestly, you should. Especially, you know, if she tours again sometime soon. One day soon,
knows?
hopefully.
Who knows?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I'm sure she would pass by Paris, so
Or if nothing else, she'll come maybe next Fashion Week or something. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Okay. Well, Ashley, thank you so much.
Thank you, too.
This has been so great speaking with you. I appreciate you taking
you
out
for
the
your
time and just sharing what you do and your passion with us.
Of
And
course.
where can people reach you, find you, all
they
things
can
like that?
they can find me on Instagram on apero.clandestin handle or on my website aperoclandestin.com.
Okay.
They can send me just a message or order directly through website. However you feel comfortable. I speak French, English, and Turkish, so whatever you like.
Bilingual, triple threat. Okay, what could you not do, guys? And of course, everything in the description box. I'll have links to your Instagram, website, and TikTok will be below. So definitely follow along. And yeah, place an order for your next picnic or girls trip, someone's birthday, anniversary. This is your go-to woman right here.